Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host Joseph. It is here where we're going to be talking about the Xbox Series X not having any exclusive games at launch, and Sony may or may not be skipping E3 yet again. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, Future Joe, start the show. Alright, so we got two topics, we got one video. Let's start with the Xbox Series X apparently won't have any exclusive games at launch. Now, I got this information from WCCF Tech, link in the description, and it states the following. Speaking with MCV, Xbox Studios had Matt Booty confirm that all games coming from the studios over this year and next will be cross-gen titles. This will allow those who invested in an Xbox console between now and the Xbox Series X release to feel like they made a good investment. As our content comes out over the next year, 2 years, all of our games, sort of like PC, will play up and down that family of devices. We want to make sure that if someone invests in Xbox between now and Series X, that they feel that they made a good investment and that we're committed to them with content. While there won't be Xbox Series X exclusive games at launch, Microsoft will still make sure to showcase the console's power and features with select franchises like Halo. Our approach is to pick one or two IP that we're going to focus on and make sure they're at the launch of the console, taking advantage of all the features. And for us, that's going to be Halo Infinite, which is a big opportunity. It's the first time in over 15 years that we'll have a Halo title launching in sync with a new console, and that a team is definitely going to be doing things to take advantage of Series X. Game Pass becomes a structure, and now in our greenlight and concept review process, I don't need to ask, what's your service plan? What's your monetization plan? What are you going to offer any DLC later? What is your monetization? We don't have to ask any of that anymore. The teams can just go and design the game that they want, and we let Game Pass end up being the service. Okay, those are a lot of quotes. That's a lot of reading. I don't like to read. I got a gut feeling though. There's 4 points I want to make on all these quotes, and everybody kind of just jumping to conclusions of what this means for the Xbox Series X launch. First and foremost, everybody's losing their mind at Xbox Series X not having any exclusive games. I get it, it's a catchy headline and it works, but yes, it is true. There is no hard exclusive game. You can play, if I have an Xbox One X, which I do, I could play Halo with my friends that have a Series X, that have a PC, and that could be my Halo experience, and I don't need to necessarily get a new, better Xbox in order to play that game. But we've seen that done on the Nintendo side, and everybody kind of seems to ignore that with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild wasn't hindered by also being on the Wii U. Everybody kind of forgot the Wii U existed at that point, and everybody was just amazed about how this console could handle that game in the conditions that it was, a portable console. And we even see with games like Persona 5, they launch on PS3 and PS4, so this is just a non-issue. And I think a lot of people are jumping to conclusions because they don't necessarily know what this means for console generations, because we've known, for decades now what a generation kind of stands for, but over time that generational line has kind of been blurred and kind of been put in limbo, and Microsoft's kind of saying, listen, we're gonna ditch the idea of a generation and kind of go with an iPhone model type of approach where you get a new iOS every other year or every year. And yeah, sure, it'll wipe out some of the phones. Some phones won't be able to have the coolest things, but for the most part, you have your older consoles and your newer consoles working together in the same space, just the newer hardware is more capable. And that's what Xbox is kind of betting on this generation, where they're kind of trying to treat consoles like iPhones and mobile devices. And I can't really be the arbiter to say, yeah, that's gonna work and that's not, because we've just never seen this done before. And I think that's super exciting to see Microsoft doing something legitimately unseen in video games in a really long time on such a huge scale. You could kind of argue maybe the mid-generation bump we saw, and you could kind of argue the 3DS as well, that line, but nothing has been done to this extent. And I really think the idea for Xbox is playing what you're comfortable with and having this idea of like, look, you see the top 5, most high selling consoles of all time, they're PlayStation and Nintendo consoles. They understand where Xbox lies in the console market. They're trying to hit this blue ocean strategy of, let's just put our Xbox games on laptops, let's put them on tablets, on phones, let's stream them, let's do what we can with them and try to reach broader audiences. That's a really cool strategy, and we'll only get to see if that pays off at the launch of this console. So it's pretty awesome. Now let's get to the PlayStation news. So rumor has it is that PlayStation is going to be skipping E3 yet again this year, as it did last year for really what was overall a very kind of bland and forgettable conference. Other than Keanu Reeves calling me breathtaking, yes, he singled me out, fellas, back the fuck off. There was really nothing that got me excited about 2019's E3, and I think Sony did it smart by saying, listen, we're just not going to attend, and we're kind of going to do our own thing and introduce State of Play, which for the most part has kind of underwhelmed a lot of audiences because there's just a lack of anything to really show other than the cool Last of Us reveal and the really what could have been a really awesome reveal of Resident Evil 3 remake. There hasn't been a real reason to have State of Play, but with the PlayStation 5 coming along, this could be a great way of utilizing those Nintendo-like directs, those State of Plays. So Sony is kind of having this idea of, well, what if we don't do E3? Because yeah, it'd be cool if we have this event where everybody's eyes are on us, like the way that just the Xbox Series X shadow dropped on the Game Awards was amazing, but E3 is a totally different beast. Yes, everybody's eyes are at that conference, but there's also a ton of news that just gets flogged down and kind of just gets ignored. And I really like this tweet from Paris from Gamertag Radio, and he states the following. I'll say it now. If Sony launching a new hardware can't justify attending E3 2020, then this needs to be the last E3. Microsoft left 2 years ago and holds an event across the street. EA does EA Play in Hollywood. You get more work done off-site pre-E3 events and the ESA data breach. And I think it kind of goes to show that there might be more to play here than Sony just saying we don't want to do it because we want to do our own thing. It might just be easier for Sony to just kind of make a product that they want to release to everyone and they can completely control without any type of interference from the ESA or anyone telling them what to do or what time to announce. They could just do it on their own rules. Now, Michael Pachter and his firm think that this is a huge mistake because all eyes are going to be on them. But to be completely honest, how many times on the E3 stage do we see something just totally go wrong? Like how many times have we seen, Nathan Drake just stand there awkwardly when the demo isn't working correctly, right? Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where the demo just died. How many times do those awkward moments happen where now you can kind of just eliminate all of that and just have your package that you want to show for everybody to see, and that it's a really good reel of what to expect. I think that makes more sense, though it hurts me to say that because I love E3 and I love the audience there. It just makes it so much better. I mean, the PlayStation 4 reveal was amazing because everybody's reaction to the Shuhei video passing the game to Adam Boyce, showing everybody how to trade in their game. Everybody fucking lost their mind at Jackie T when he announced that, hey, this console is going to be $399. Those moments are awesome, but at the same exact time, those uncontrollable moments, that's something you kind of want to avoid. So it sucks if PlayStation isn't going to show because it hurts my little gamer heart, but it is something I completely understand. And I think it's going to make the State of Play videos a lot more palpable because there's going to be actual things we can get excited about. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, that's my thoughts on the news. Don't lose your mind at the lack of exclusives from Series X. Don't worry, form your own goddamn opinion. Don't worry about PlayStation either going or not going to E3. Honestly, if they go, I'll go to E3. If they don't go, no skin off my back. I kind of fell out of love with that idea of going to E3 in the first place. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, hey, if you liked rational opinions like mine, because I know it's the internet and man, you're expecting me being a large and in charge guy, some type of Alex Jones fucking lizard people talk. You're not gonna get that here. Here at Bad Big Games, we care about the news, the reviews, all surrounding the video games that we love. So if you like that, then please hit like, share, subscribe. It helps me out, grows this big, beautiful family that I call home. And so with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep your wits about you. Have a nice one.